Hello guys, in Ukraine during wartime, even during blackouts, we have internet. And in Russia, more and more regions decide they need to switch off their mobile internet, and not just to protect strategic sites that they are unable to protect otherwise with their air defense, but also to hide the truth. Because millions of Russians came to understanding that the Blitzkrieg failed and now they destroy the Russian Federation faster than they wanted to do it with Ukraine. Now it is official. In Ulyanovsk, they switched off mobile internet until the end of the so-called special military operation. And more than 5 million people in St. Petersburg, Putin's favorite city, his home city, also live long days without internet connection. And it's not just about reading news, it's about paying bills, it's about various services for schools and pharmacies. So trust me, this is not a sign of success inside the Russian Federation, especially when explosions continue. Today we will speak a little bit more about the usage of flamingo in the port of Tuapse inside Russia, and also Ukrainian drones finally reached Orsk, which is located 1,400 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border and neutralized another oil refinery. So let's discuss what is happening in Russia and how this can speed up the process of the Kremlin regime collapse. My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine, in Kyiv, and please share this video, subscribe to our community to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine. Perhaps let's begin with internet. Many of you who are attentive might have noticed I don't have electricity at the moment, but this was a planned outage. In my application, I was informed the day before which hours I won't have electricity, and I could literally plan my day. It was a busy day today, so I have my electric mobile station working, I have my internet, and I have my light. Maybe the picture is not perfect, but this is a vlog that reflects reality, my everyday life here in Ukraine, and I feel totally okay about that and sharing that with you. But in Russia, even without such electricity outages, they began turning off internet, and the very first region in Russia that officially announced they won't have mobile internet until the end of the so-called special military operation is Ulyanovsk. Yes, named after Lenin. And because Lenin was Ulyanov, his real surname. And St. Petersburg is another location often visited by the Ukrainian drones, and thus understanding they cannot stop these drones with the means of their air defense, Russians decided to switch off mobile internet. In some cases, this could help, the geolocation of drones, but it was more important maybe a year ago. You know that in the 21st century war, the technologies developed really quickly, and what was up to date, let's say last April, is no more like that in November. But they kind of understand that by turning off this mobile internet, they may tell people it's because of the security reasons, but in reality prevent them from sharing the failures of the Russian army. And there are a lot literally every day. Let's begin with the strike on Tuapse. Recently I reported about that on the channel in my vlog, but now we know more details, and looking at the explosions, looking at the fire and destruction, and the most important fact that they had to cancel all the work inside this largest Russian port in the south, located close to Sochi, Putin's favorite residence, and previously working really hard for the exports of their oil products, but now the operation stopped, and it's most likely that we used an important Ukrainian new missile Flamingo that has 1 ton warhead. Like, it's super heavy, and it actually exceeds many of the modern missiles of our allies. Hopefully there will be more. You see, subconsciously I put on a flamingo color on me, so hopefully there will be more of such strikes and more of such updates, because this helps to bring peace way faster. Russia needs this oil money to fund their war machine, but with each week they have less and less. Another important target demilitarized is in Orsk. I always laugh when I pronounce this name because it sounds very similar to one phrase that I won't repeat because of the YouTube policies, but I'm sure you can guess who live in Orsk. And that city is far away from the Ukrainian border, 1,400 kilometers. So it was not easy, but once again, it proves this vulnerability of Russia and their inability to stop the drones from flying. They try to recruit people, they try to organize mobile groups, but not many want to join, understanding that Putin lacks people on the front lines, and it may be they could spend just a couple of days in their own region hunting for Ukrainian drones and then, turn into this demilitarized objects on the front lines in Ukraine. That's why they don't want to join it. So these are important targets, Orsk and Tuapse, and both of them seriously spoil the financial support, the logistic support, and the moral feeling of so many people inside the Russian Federation that somehow do not enjoy the war when it is on their side. And today here in Ukraine is another very important day. This is the anniversary of the liberation of Kherson. Kherson is a city recently visited by Angelina Jolie. I'm saying it because maybe that will quickly, unfold the image in your mind. But it is the only regional center that Russians managed to capture in 2022. I need to remind you that Luhansk and Donetsk, they captured back in 2014. So with all these millions of people sacrificed, with all these weapons, with all these hundreds of billions of dollars spent by really poor Russia on the invasion, they did not manage to capture and keep any regional center. At the very beginning of the full-scale invasion, when the whole world was surprised to see such violence in the 21st century, such crimes in the 21st century, they managed to capture Kherson, but they did not manage to keep it. We liberated it, and it was one of the best moments of the modern Ukrainian history. I have a lot of friends living in Kherson. It's really difficult to live there because Russians retreated, and still they demonstrate their attitude. They keep targeting the city. They do what is known as human safari, and here again I'm grateful to Jolie for speaking about that. I do speak about that. You share these videos, please do, and subscribe if you're new, but it's not enough. And the fact that it happens, there are recordings, there are news about Russian soldiers training with drones on Ukrainian civilians, on children, on taxis, on pensioners. I think this very fact is enough to persuade you support Ukraine and demand the defeat of Russia and Putin in The Hague, because justice is an important part of any end of war, of any real peace, of any reconciliation, if you want to talk about that. So today we are celebrating the demilitarization of Russia that continues, the fact that they literally need to switch off internet and people are unable to perform some basic tasks. They actually have a lot of videos mocking the situation in Russia and traveling, with I don't know what's the English for not a telephone, but police carries on, like, which uses a different technology, that soon they won't be able to communicate in Russia only this way. But honestly, that's exactly what authoritarian dictator regimes are dreaming about, when they can cut off internet, blame others for that, and prevent the truth from spreading. And the truth is, Russia is failing. Their economy is collapsing. Their oil refineries are exploding. Their budget is empty, and subscribe to witness how this all will dissolve, how this all will collapse. Also follow me on Anna Danilchuk YouTube channel. That's a new community where we talk more rarely, but longer. And my recent conversation is about serious losses among Putin's closer circle, including some details on Lavrov. Follow me on X, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, Discord. You will find these links in the description of this video, same as the link to our merch shop with lots of good items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. And thank you so much for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channels. Actually, this helps me work more, feel more, and believe more that the evil will be defeated and you will be invited to celebrate the victory of Ukraine to Ukraine. Love you very much. Thank you for being friends of mine, friends of Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!